What's going on, guys? It's the Bigs Podcast, episode number 202, and this is going to be week 20's review. With me, as always, from Denver, Colorado, after watching the Mets score 13 unanswered runs to beat the Phillies. We are happy Mets fans tonight, aren't we, Jason Ashby?
Yes, we are. That was a much needed win. But thing is, they can't let up. Got to keep going. I mean, every game's gonna be a playoff game for this team right now. So
Yeah,
I just hope they didn't wake a sleeping bear, and But this was a great game.
yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Good to see Ryan Helsley with a clean inning for a change. Good to see Ryan Stanek doing whatever the hell he's supposed to do.
And the bottom of the order just killing it. Like
Absolutely.
like they were saying, it's a really long lineup right now. So
Yep.
love it.
And the Mets are now 6 games behind. Coming into the game, they were 7 games behind with 7 games to play between them and the Phillies over the next 17 days. 7 up, 17 days, 7 games.
Yeah, I could do the math.
I'm
I could
just
do the math.
saying,
Yeah, it's a lot to ask, but maybe.
maybe. We shall
Maybe.
see. We got to get hot. You know who else has to get hot? These guys in the playoff race. You've got to get hot right now because this is the final 3 weeks that we're talking about. We're talking about week 20, Jason. Let's dive into the first matchup here. And the team that was sitting atop the standings is no longer sitting atop the standings thanks to Brian Lebo. He took down a 12-9 victory this week over Josh Haber. On Sunday, Lebo flipped runs, but a stat correction for Mason Wynn gives him an error and he loses that category. So it was 11-9 coming in, 12-9 going out in favor of Brian Lebo. Good job, Lebo.
Yeah. Yeah, big win.
Absolutely. And keeps him right in this hunt. The next 2 weeks are really important for him. We'll get to those in a minute, but let's talk about close categories. This week we have for Lebo, he won by a run, 3 doubles, a win, and 2 losses. Josh wins by a triple, 2 homers, 2 walks, a strikeout, an error, 2 saves, and 4 relief appearances. It's incredibly fortunate that he won this many close categories because this could have been a lot uglier.
Yeah, any one or two of those that, went the other way, and this could have been disaster.
No doubt. No doubt. They did not tie in anything. For Brian, who won the week, he goes 4 for 19 on his bench. That's a 211 batting average with a run, a double, 2 RBIs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. And none of it plays. Well done, Lebo.
Nicely done.
Indeed. He used 8 ads this week. Started it off with Matthew Liberatore, a 5 inning no decision with 3 earned runs in Miami. Added Tim Herron for a terrible relief appearance and a loss. Added David Morgan and Brett Beatty, 1 for 4 with a run and 3 strikeouts. Nick Gonzalez, 1 for 5 with a run and a strikeout. Cedric Mullins, who did not start, but the next day was 1 for 2 with a run, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. He added Nabil Chrismat. I remember when he was on the Padres and he was like the SPRP guy to own.
Yeah, he was good for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, he did. He was good as a bulk reliever here.
Yep.
4 innings, nothing earned, 4 strikeouts, and the win against Cincinnati as a bulk guy. And finished it out with Taj Bradley, a 5 inning loss, 7 earned runs against the White Sox. That's the surprising one here.
Yeah, more on that guy in a minute.
Okay. The MVP this week goes to Lourdes Gurriel, who for the Arizona Diamondbacks has been fantastic this season, and this week hit a 368 with a 381 on base, 3 runs, 2 homers, and 10 RBIs with only 3 strikeouts. He had himself a nice week.
Yeah, he did. He had a couple of walk-offs as well. It's like so he's helping the Diamondbacks kind of hang in there and beat the Reds for us. So thank you for that.
Appreciate that, definitely. The least valuable hitter goes to Augustine Ramirez, who hit 105 with a 261 on base. 2 runs, a double, an RBI, 3 stolen bases, a walk, 7 strikeouts, and 2 errors. The 2 errors is really where it's at, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty ugly. I mean, the 3 steals from the guy is nice. You don't really expect to see that, but the 2 errors, coupled with the one that stat correction gave Mason Wynn, that pretty much ruined that category for him.
Yeah. The Cy Young this week goes to Hunter Brown, 6 inning, no decision with 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, nothing earned, and a 133. The Cy Young goes to Mick Abel and Taj Bradley. He did not do well with the Twins starters
Yeah, they
this
called
week.
both of those guys up for the weekend series against the White Sox, and one was worse than the other.
Yeah, Taj Bradley was atrocious. 5 innings and a 1260. Mick Abel 3 innings and an 18. I mean, this was not good.
Yeah, and like as a fantasy manager, you look at that, you go, okay, these especially like Mick Abel was looking pretty good earlier in the year with the Phillies. Taj Bradley has shown flashes, so these guys are coming up for the Twins after being traded to face the White Sox. He's like, yes, this is juicy. They will take
Mm-hmm.
the shot on both of them, and they both just shit the bed.
Mm-hmm. Put a pin in that about the White Sox and how people pitch against them. Just put a pin in that and remember
Uh-huh.
that.
Yep.
For Josh this week on his bench, he goes 6 for 33. That's a 182 batting average with 5 runs that would have won the category, a triple, a steal, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts that would have lost him that category. I'm shocked that the triple does not play because he already had one and he won this week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he won it by the only triple of the matchup, and to have one on the bench, that's rough, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, it also came on Sunday when he was benching a bunch of guys to try to protect some things. So I
Exactly. Yeah.
understand that. He used 10 ads this week. Matt Swanson for a clean 2 inning relief appearance with a win. Pavin Smith 0 for 2. He added Griffin Jacks off of waivers for a bad relief appearance. He added Samuel Basayo off of waivers, 1 for 4 with an error. So both of those guys did not do well for him here.
No, but Basayo, like he's gonna be the Orioles catcher now. I think Adley is out, and they're talking about maybe trading him in the offseason. This kid might be the catcher for the Orioles going forward.
They also signed him to a nice big long contract here. I think it was
Exactly.
6 or 7 years. So yeah, he's locked in. They seem to really like him.
Yep.
He added Zebby Matthews, 4 and 2/3, no decision with 4 strikeouts, a 7.71 and a 236 against the White Sox. White Sox had a good week.
Yeah, against the Twins. They
Yeah.
they beat up on the Twins.
Yeah. On the other side of that matchup, though, Aaron Savali, a 5 inning, no decision, 5 strikeouts, a 720 and a 180. So it wasn't exactly a good pitching matchup at all.
No, no, no one was good.
No. Cal Quantrill, a 4 and 2/3 inning loss with 3 earned runs, a 5.79 and a 2.14 against our Metsies. Don't stream against our Metsies in City Field. Don't do
Come
it.
on, Josh. Josh, you know better than
You
that.
know better than that. Logan Allen, a 5 inning loss with 3 bombs and 9 earned runs against Texas. That wasn't ill advised. And then he finished out the week with starters for this week: Jason Alexander and Yu Darvish.
Yeah, so that's 4 starters between Friday and Saturday that he streamed, and none of them were good at all.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was
Yeah.
pretty bad. The MVP this week goes to Juan Soto, who had himself quite an interesting week. So Juan Soto on the week, if my computer would hurry the F up and let me see it. 227 with a 433 on base percentage, 7 runs, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, a steal, 8 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He did have the homers category. He had the triples category. So the triple came from Ben Rice, who also had a nice week.
He did, yeah. Did commit an error, but it didn't really matter. But
Mhm.
Soto with the walks and the home runs really is what played here.
Yeah. The least valuable hitter this week goes to Zach Neto. I don't know what he did because my computer's still being really slow right now.
Well, he had a buck 18 with a 167 on base, a double, an RBI, a steal, 6 strikeouts, and an error. How about that?
That's awful.
Yeah. He did hit a leadoff home run against DeGrom tonight, though, so I guess he made up for it.
All right, that's a good start there for the week. That's a much better start. The Cy Young this week goes to Brian Wu once again. What did he do this week?
He wooed. He went 7 innings with a win, a bomb, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, with 129 and an 0.43. Woo.
Very nice. He's having a great year, man. He's having a
He
great year
really
out
is.
there in Seattle.
We rushed him up a little bit in that start. Oh, it wasn't really that bad. But like he's been great. He's pitched what was it? He's pitched at least 6 innings in every start this year.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. The
Yeah.
Cy Yuck this week goes to Logan Allen, 5 inning loss, 3 bombs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, a 16-20 and a 220. Not great. Shout out Framber Valdez, who had the bad start of the season, I guess. I mean, he's been really solid all year.
He really has. Yeah. But to see 4 walks and 2 strikeouts from the guy kind of makes me smile since I traded him. So finally a bad start from him.
Finally, a bad start from him. I mean,
Yeah,
it's about
exactly.
time. He's part of the reason that Josh is locked in for a bye. It kind of feels like the matchup that's going to happen in week 22 between Cody and Ben, depending on what happens this week, will determine who's going to be the bye in the following week.
Yeah, yes. I think that's exactly right.
Like Ben has to at least win or not get crushed here so that the gap between them doesn't shrink while Josh takes a bye because he's going to probably win out.
Yeah, I really do think that Josh is locked into a bye here. He's a half a
Mm-hmm.
game behind Ben for the first spot, and he's 10 games up on Cody for the second spot. So I think it's pretty tight. I think it's pretty buttoned up for Josh.
Okay. And as for Brian, he's got the interesting task this week. He is sitting in 7th place. Right in front of him is Mike Haber, who is his opponent this week. And then next week, he's got Frank Bucco. No cupcakes here for Brian Lebo, but every opportunity to punch his ticket if he wins out.
Absolutely. I mean, only 2 games behind Mike for that spot. So a nice win here, and he's right in there, uh, breaking Mike's heart.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mike is very disappointed in you, sir, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next matchup here. We're going to talk about Frank Bucco having his matchup with Ben Nisman this week. And we kind of knew coming in that Frank would have to win fairly big in order to keep himself in line here. He takes an 11-8 loss. Now, it's not the end of the world. I'll tell you more about what has to happen here for Frank to make it after we discuss the matchup itself. On Sunday, Frank untied runs scored and tied stolen bases. So it was 12-7 coming in, 11-8 coming out. Good job, Frank. Way to make that a little bit tighter for you.
Yep. Needs every stat, needs every category you can get.
Absolutely. Close categories this week, Frank. For Benji, he wins by 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 errors, and 2 home runs given up by a pitcher. For Frank, he wins by a run, 3 doubles, 3 wins, a loss, and 4 relief appearances. And they tied. And they tied in triples and stolen bases. He won by 3 hits.
Hi, Ben.
On his bench, he goes 1 for 10. I mean, that was immaculate.
Yeah.
Just chef's kiss. But he did have a run to tie that category, a double, an RBI, and 4 strikeouts. The run comes on Friday. I'm not sure what it was.
It was Mark Vientos, the red
Mark
hot,
Vientos.
the red hot Mark
And
Vientos. He went 1 for 5, I guess, that night.
yeah, with a double and a run scored and an RBI. And I guess the
Yeah.
play is over Carlos Santana, who also scored a run. So we're not finding the answer here.
No. I mean, like Nacho Alvarez scored 2 runs that day, so
Mm-hmm.
that's not the play. Like, yeah, there's nothing really there.
Nope. For his moves this week, he used all 10 begrudgingly, I believe. Cam Schlittler was the ad, 6 2/3. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, nothing earned against Tampa. He went again tonight and also threw with no earned runs. The kid seems pretty legit right now.
Yeah, he's a shittler.
Mm-hmm. Yuki Matsui for a clean relief appearance. Mark Vientos, a 1 for 4 with a double, but more on that guy in a minute.
Uh-huh.
Paul Goldschmidt, 2 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and an error. Randall Grichuk 0 for 3, Max Kepler 0 for 3, Grant Anderson a clean relief appearance, and then a loss in his second relief appearance. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Jimmy Herget a clean 2 inning relief appearance. Joe Ross, who didn't pitch until tonight and got bombed, and Mitch Garver an 0 for 3 with a run and a walk. His MVP this week does go to Mark Vientos. He was an absolute machine for Benji this week. That is not the correct line, Joe. It is a 375 with a 412 on base percentage, 3 runs, a double, 3 homers, 4 RBIs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. The line I was almost about to read you was Joe Adele's, a 381 with a 435, 3 homers, all solo shots, though.
Yeah. I mean, Vientos, look, I drafted him, I had him for a while, and I gave up on him. It took a while for him to heat up. So I don't feel I don't feel bad about dumping him, because took him, pretty much 5 months to get going here. So but good for Ben to have him on his team while he's hot.
Yeah, he's been absolutely killing the ball tonight, included with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. So
Yep.
it's great find for Ben, and a great pickup for our Metsies. He's definitely helping the offense when we need it the most.
The trade that wasn't good thing they didn't trade him.
Yeah, I agree. Luis Arise is the least valuable hitter this week. 179 averaging on base with a run, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a steal. Shout out Byron Buxton, who had 5 strikeouts, but he also had a stolen base and an RBI and a run scored. So everybody contributed a little bit.
Yeah, just enough.
Just enough to get enough categories to win the week. The Cy Young is Ranger Suarez, who was absolutely amazing and was the NL Player of the Week. 7-inning win, 11 strikeouts, nothing earned, and an 0-43 in the lineup. Benji also benched him on his Monday start, which was also really good.
Yeah, 6 2/3 with a win, 10 strikeouts, just a home run allowed. So yeah, it was a great week for him altogether.
Yeah, no doubt. The Cy Yuck is going to go to Yariel Rodriguez, who didn't have his best week, but only pitched to a 9 ERA with a 2.33 whip across 3 relief appearances.
But Ben gave up 1 home run the entire week, and it was that guy.
That guy. Yeah.
1 home run. He threw 53, almost 54 innings, gave up 1 home run.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're to a 184 ERA and 088 whip. On the pitching side, Frank did everything he possibly could. He got relief appearances, he got losses, wins, and innings. Couldn't quite get the strikeouts because Benji's strikeout to inning, like his K per 9 would be sick.
Oh yeah, 68 strikeouts in 54 innings.
Yeah.
And Frank threw to a 3 and a 115 whip. Like that wins most weeks.
Yeah, it definitely competes. I mean, this was a really good week for Frank. He just ran into the wrong manager who knew how to pick apart each particular statistic.
Exactly. Yep.
For Frank on his bench this week, he goes 3 for 4. That's a 750 batting average with 2 runs, a double, a triple that would have won the category, a homer, and an RBI. It's all Zach McKinstry on Friday. He had him in the lineup over Ian Happ initially, and then swapped it out for Ian Happ instead. Happ goes 0 for 3 with a walk that day. The 3 for 4 probably changes batting average because if, like, I did the math on that, it does change batting average if he plays that and everything else is the same.
Yeah, that's 3 hits right there. If that's what it was. Yeah, and he had, I mean, that was it. That was the only thing he had on the bench was that day.
Yep. 10 ads for Frank this week. He added Brady Singer for a 6-inning win, a walk, 4 strikeouts, only 1 earned against the Angels. He added Jalen Beeks for a win in a clean relief appearance, and then a clean inning as an opener the next day. So good job there.
Yep.
Christian Koss, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts and an error. Tyler Kinley for a clean relief appearance. Ronnie Marinaccio for absolutely nothing because he got shipped to AAA before he could come into a game for Frank, so that was a waste. Joey Lucchesi for a solo home run in his relief appearance. Gavin Sheets 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Dylan Dodd, clean relief appearance. Jacob Junis, clean relief appearance. And Nick Enright, clean relief appearance. There you go.
There you go.
His MVP this week goes to JT Realmuto, who has been a kind of solid fixture in that lineup all season.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, 421 with a 476 on base, 4 runs, 2 doubles, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, a steal, a walk, 2 strikeouts, and an error. On the season, Real Muto has been pretty solid. 275 batting average, 10 homers, 45 and 45. I mean, he's not putting up numbers like he used to.
No, but I mean, he's there. He plays every single day practically. So you can just plug him in there and not have to worry about him out of the lineup.
Mm-hmm. And chipping in with 7 steals still, even into his mid 30s. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yep.
Cedar Rafaela is the least valuable hitter this week. A 143 average, a 182 on base, 3 runs, 2 doubles, an RBI, a steal, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Shout out Mike Trout, who had 10 strikeouts. That was pretty ugly.
Yeah, the 348 on base was nice, but the 10 strikeouts was not great.
Yeah, and Christian Koss, the guy he picks up to fill in for Willie Adames and I think Bregman on days off this week, 083, 7 strikeouts, and 2 errors.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, that did not work. That was not the guy. He's not the guy. His Cy Young this week goes to Nick Pivetta. How you feeling about that, Jason?
Ask me in about 5 seconds when you go to the Cy Young.
All right. Nick Pivetta, 6-inning win, a homer, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, a 150 and an 083. The Cy Young is Shohei Ohtani, of course. The same guy who came across in that same trade. 4-inning loss, 3 strikeouts, 1125 and a 225. I'll tell you what, though, Frank has put together a pretty nice pitching staff here.
Yeah, he has. It's actually pretty. If everybody pitches well, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. And Chris Sale is coming back on Saturday, so he's going to anchor the staff. He lost Zach Wheeler for the season, unfortunately. So that's a bad thing.
Yeah, but I mean, even without him, like you said, it's still a pretty solid rotation and the bullpen. Jeff Hoffman in the back of that bullpen there. Coach Ridley's looking really good. So, and he's got Luis Heel and Gosman and Pivetta. Like, yeah, this rotation is pretty damn good.
No doubt. No doubt. What's it going to take for Frank to get into the playoffs this season? I mean, circumstantially, he's going to have a lot of things happen, but the number one thing he needs to do is beat Bobby Russo this week. And he needs to beat Bobby as good as he possibly can. As big a gap as he can make it. And then the matchup with Lebo next week can be for something. He also needs Henry to lose to Sherman, and he needs Mike and Brian to play to the middle. All of these things need to happen at once. And then we're talking about week 22 against Brian Lebo. Hopefully we get to see that play out. We'll see what happens here between him and Bobby this coming week. But for all intents and purposes, if he doesn't blow out Bobby this week, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. The stars can be aligned, but it's gonna be a tough battle. Just blowing out Bobby Russo is a tough challenge in and of itself, and then having all those other things to happen, it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
It is, and there's a lot of moving parts there. There's a lot of circumstances that need to happen. It's not out of the question. It could still happen, but it's long shot.
Impossible. It's just probably
improbable.
Yeah.
As for Ben, his seat's locked up, and I think it's going to be a bye. He's a little apprehensive because he's got this 22 matchup against Cody. So that's the big fear, is that a blowout loss there could really ruin the season and make him the 3.
Yeah, I feel like Ben has the wherewithal to mitigate that. I think even a loss to Cody would probably not be a blowout. So, He's probably I've been saying it all season. I'm pretty sure that the 1 and 2 is, we've been talking about it for the last 2 or 3 months, that it's pretty much
Mhm.
locked up.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Cody's matchup this week. He could have done a lot of damage and made things really interesting here in the final 3 weeks. He does get a win. It's 11-8 over Ari Nisman this week. So good on Ari keeping this thing close, helping out his brother, keeping that distance between Cody and the first two guys there.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, Ari flipped whip and Cody flipped RBIs. So it was 11-8 coming in and 11-8 going out. Close categories this week. Cody wins by 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 ticks on the batting average, and a loss. Ari wins by a steal, 3 strikeouts by a hitter, an error, 2 wins, and 8 ticks on the whip. They tied in triples and saves. For Cody on his bench this week, he goes 1 for 22 with 7 strikeouts that would have lost him that category. What the hell is that?
Right. Like, I don't know how you do anything better than that.
You don't. You don't. Especially in a week where the guy hit 260 with a 340 and 12 homers. Like, the fuck?
He made all the right choices. It's just
Yeah,
incredible.
it's insane. 2 moves this week. He added Bubba Chandler for a 4 inning save on his bench, and Nick Castellanos 0 for 3 with a walk. His MVP this week is Vinny Pasquantino, who just didn't stop hitting home runs this week. 379 with a 438 on base percentage, 7 runs, 2 doubles, 6 bombs, 12 RBIs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts with an error. He's hit another home run, I believe, tonight, or he did yesterday. Like, one of those 2 things is accurate.
It was yesterday. He went 0 for
Yeah.
14.
Okay. Finally, he goes 0 for 4.
Yeah. Seriously.
God damn. The least valuable hitter is Xavier Edwards. It's an 048 with a 130 on base percentage, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. The guy tripled tonight, though.
Yeah. So already making up for it.
Yeah, no doubt. His Cy Young this week goes to Merrill Kelly, who is now on the Texas Rangers and had himself a great week. 13 innings, a win, 2 homers, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, a 138 and an 062. And if Texas is going to make a push here late for a wild card, this is a guy that is going to have to eat innings for them.
This is a guy that I would like to have seen the Mets go after. Like, I was saying it all throughout the deadline era, that they needed to shore up the rotation because Senga is not great. Clay Holmes is gonna, break. Like, they needed somebody like Merrill Kelly who can take the ball every 5th day and go 6, 7 innings every day, every time. But
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. Here we are. We're hoping for Sean Manaea's bounce back here in the next start. I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
Yep, exactly.
Jeremiah Estrada had himself a terrible week. He's the Cy Yuck, 2 2/3, a loss across 3 relief appearances, 2 homers, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a 1688 and a 263 on the whip. Gross.
Gross.
Speaking of gross, here's Ari's bench. 16 for 46. That's a 348 batting average. Some of those hits could have flipped the batting average category.
Uh-huh.
He had 10 runs, 3 doubles that would have won the category, a triple that would have won the category, 5 homers that would have tied. He would have had to be perfect. I'm not going to count that one. 14 RBIs that would have won the category, 5 walks and 13 strikeouts that would have lost him the category. He used 1 ad. It was Liam Hicks, 1 for 4 with a run and a strikeout. As far as what he missed on his bench, man, it was McNeil, it was Gunnar, it was everybody.
Yeah, it was McNeil was a lot of it on Tuesday and Saturday. He's a guy, when he's hot like this, you gotta start him.
Yeah, yeah. The Mets are hot. The bottom of their order is hitting. McNeil's got to be played right now.
Yeah.
The MVP this week is Gunnar Henderson, 333 with a 368, 3 runs, a homer, 2 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Ari won the stolen base category by 1, so 3 steals from Gunnar was surely important.
Yep.
The least valuable hitter goes to a bunch of guys. Jeff McNeil, Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward has 30 homers, by the way, and he's been rotting on Ari's bench all season.
Yeah, he didn't even see playing time for Ari this week.
Nope. He has 30 homers. 30. And 94 RBIs, and he's just rotting away on this bench.
Yeah. I mean, he had another one this week. I mean, it wasn't a great week for him, so he didn't miss a whole lot, but he did miss the home run on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. And the 2 for 4 again. The 2 for 4 could flip that batting average.
Yeah, exactly.
The Cy Young this week goes to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went 13 innings, a win, 2 homers, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts, a 346, and an 092. The Cy Young goes to Shane Baz, who's basically unwatchable at this point, let alone rosterable. 3-inning loss, 5 homers, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, an 18 and a 3. His ERA on the season now sits at 5.22, and he's just been an absolute dud.
Yeah, I mean 522 actually seems low for how bad it seems like he's been. I mean, you look at his stats here, you look at all the ERAs, 18, 514, 9, 9, 18. Like there is a lot more bad than good.
Yeah, he's been absolutely atrocious, and he's the exact kind of guy that I was shying away from this year because of Steinbrenner Field. I was afraid that pitchers in that area, like Tampa, would be giving up a lot of home runs. Here it is.
Yep,
Here
absolutely.
Yep. As for Cody, his seat at the table is certainly safe. He's getting into the playoffs this year. He's got to watch out behind him, though. There's a guy coming up and sneaking up behind him, trying to take the 3 seat.
Yeah, right on his heels. These two of the hottest teams in our league, in the 3 and 4. So, look, this 1 through 4 going on right now is, going to be an interesting, thing to watch for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, to see how this all shakes out, because I don't know that how they sit right now is how they will sit in the bracket. And that's the difference between potentially playing me or playing Mike Haber.
Yeah.
Or me and playing Brian Lebo.
Yeah. This party is not set yet. The seating cards are not written out yet.
No. That guy in 4th place making a run here is Jimmy Dunlap, and Jimmy gets his 3rd consecutive blowout victory this week. It is 16-4 over Chris Levy. On Sunday, Levy tied triples. That's it. He got a triple on Sunday. Way to go. 17-4 coming in, 16-4 going out. Close categories this week. Jimmy wins by an error, 2 wins, 3 losses, a save, and a home run given up by a pitcher. Chris wins by 2 runs and a home run, and they tied in triples. For Jimmy on his bench this week, he goes 7 for 20. That is a 350 batting average with 2 runs that would have tied the category, a double, a home run that would have tied the category, 6 RBIs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and an error that would have lost him the category. So good job there. The home run, I believe, is on Monday, and it's Samuel Basayo, is it not?
It was, yeah. And I know Lennon Sosa had a big day too. I mean, a lot on the bench, and that was just on the one day.
Mm-hmm. And that's the only day he really had stuff on the bench that contributed here.
Yeah, really.
10 moves for him this week. Angel Zerpa for a clean relief appearance with a win. Marcus Semien.
He actually got 2 wins this week in relief for Jimmy. So good job there from that
guy.
Well
done. Nice grab, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Marcus Semien 0 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, and a trip to the injured list with a broken foot. He's done for the year.
Bye-bye.
Daniel Lynch the 4th for a bad relief appearance. Graham Ashcraft off of waivers for a bad relief appearance. Jason Alexander, 5 1/3, a win, a bomb, a walk, 3 strikeouts, a 3.38, and a 1.69 in Baltimore. Taijuan Walker, a 5-inning no decision with 3 earned runs against Washington. Steven Matz, who did not pitch, Tommy Edman, who's on the IL, have fun with that guy, and Luis Garcia for a clean relief appearance. Finished it out with Michael McGreevy, who's pitching tonight.
Yep.
The MVP this week goes to Corey Seager. 407 with a 467 on base, 4 runs, 2 doubles, a homer, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The least valuable hitter goes to Lenine Sosa, 176 averaging on base, a run, 3 RBIs, and 6 strikeouts. I still don't know why this guy's rostered.
Yeah, I mean, but he's still hitting like
He's still
270.
going.
Yeah, still got the 17 home runs, 57 RBIs in 112 games. Like,
And 270 batting average. He went 2 for 4 tonight with 2 RBIs.
yeah, he's hitting. I mean, you
Mhm.
don't know about him because he plays for the stinky White Sox, but he's hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurston Waldrop is a Cy Young this week. 7 inning win, nothing earned, 7 strikeouts, and an 0.71 on the whip. The Cy Young goes to Tyler Gilbert or Daniel Lynch. They were both terrible in relief. A 54 for Tyler Gilbert across a third of an inning. Yeah. Edward Cabrera wasn't great there, but he was great tonight for somebody else. Oh,
This guy.
I guess I know who that somebody else is. All right. For Chris on his bench this week, he goes 4 for 26. It's a 154 batting average, 2 runs, 2 doubles, a homer, 3 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts, and none of it plays.
That's a lot of crap on the bench that none of it matters.
Adalis Garcia has been on his IL for like a week now, and we're still waiting for him to activate him. So there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, he activated him. Sweet. He's on the bench tonight.
Cool. Okay.
That's good.
He
All
can make
right.
it.
All right. Speaking of ads, 10 of them, all before the game started on Friday. Parker Messick, 6 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 earned run in Arizona. Andre Palante, 5 1/3, a loss, 5 earned runs in Miami. Joe Boyle, a 4 inning loss with an 11.25 and a 3 against St. Louis. Jonah Heim, 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Connor Pilkington, whoever that is, for a clean relief appearance. Jose Urania, a 5 inning loss with 3 strikeouts, a 1080 and a 180. Jose Castillo, who was in the minors and only pitched tonight and got a win, but he wasn't on Chris Levy's team.
His first win in 7 years.
Yeah. Yeri De Los Santos after the game started, so he missed a relief appearance, and that was a waste. Adrian Hauser, 6 1/3, a win, 2 walks, a 5.68 and a 1.26 against St. Louis, and finished it out with Miles Michaelis, who was awful in Tampa. The MVP this week goes to Ryan O'Hearn. Okay, Ryan O'Hearn. 364 with a 440 on base percentage, 6 runs, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Is this guy like having a good season?
Yeah, I mean, 279 with 16 home runs and 53 RBIs. I feel
Yeah,
like
he's basically Lenine Sosa.
yeah, exactly. With outfield eligibility.
Yeah.
And he's not getting as much playing time in San Diego as he did in Baltimore, but that's to be expected. But he's still contributing.
Yeah. Shout out Chandler Simpson and his 4 stolen bases. Chris won that category going away, but it took every one of his 4 stolen bases to get him.
Yeah, this kid's got 38 stolen bases in 81 games.
Yep. I own him in the Dynasty League, man, and I was asked quite a bit at the deadline about him.
I'm sure.
Yeah. The least valuable hitter for Chris this week is Anthony Volpe. He did not record a hit and did not get on base. He scored a run, 4 strikeouts, and an error. I'm assuming, therefore, that the on-base percentage he got on because of a fielder's choice to score that run, so that he didn't or an error perhaps.
Maybe an error, yeah.
Yeah.
What a mess this kid is.
Yeah, he's in his 3rd full season, and I think he just is a 650 OPS guy.
Yeah, I mean the 15 steals is 15 steals, 18 home runs is nice, but you're batting 208 he can't field for his life.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And he won a gold glove 2 years ago.
yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
Me either, man. Me either. The Cy Young this week for Chris goes to Clay Holmes. Good to see him do well and bounce back here because lately he's been absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
6 1/3, a win, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 284, and an 079. The Cy Young goes to Michaelis. His line was 2 2/3, a loss, 2 homers, a walk, a strikeout, a 1350, and a 413 on the whip.
gross.
Yeah, yeah. Chris lost every single category on the pitching side except for innings. I don't think he needed the Michaelis start.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't think anybody needed that.
Nope. Like we said, man, Cody's seat is pretty safe at the table. It's whether it's a 3, a 2, or a 4. That's pretty much the only spots he could get.
Yeah, and by the way, this is really 4 straight blowout wins for Jimmy. I mean, the
Oh,
12-6 win over Ari was a double up. He had 15-6 over Sherman, a 15-4 over me, 12-6 over Ari, and the 16-4 against Levy. Those were 4 big wins in a row.
yeah. Yeah. He's the hottest team in the league right now and making an absolute surge toward the postseason. He's going to be there. And he's a former champion, in case everybody forgot. He won this whole damn thing once before. So he's coming back for the crown.
Yeah, I mean, this is a scary, scary team both on both sides of the ball. He's got Paul Skeens in the rotation,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got this offense that's just gonna click. Riley Green is good. Kerry Carpenter is good. Like William Contreras, like this is not a team you want to mess with.
No, no, I don't want to see them in the playoffs either. There's guys I want to see and people I definitely don't want to see if I do end up making it.
Yeah,
Ah, all right, let's talk about Mike Haber and Bobby Russo because this was a really fun matchup to watch. I was really rooting for Bobby. I know a lot of people were, but Mike gets himself a 12-8 victory this week over Bobby, and it was very hard fought. Uh,
yeah, and quite possibly saved the season.
no doubt. No doubt. On Sunday, Bobby untied walks by a hitter and saves, but Mike flipped the innings pitched. So it was 11-7 going in, 12-8 coming out. Close categories this week. Mike wins by 4 runs, a double, 3 steals, 4 innings pitched, 3 wins, a loss, and 2 relief appearances. Bobby wins by a home run, 2 walks by a hitter, 2 errors, a tick on the batting average, a save, and 2 strikeouts by a pitcher. They tied in triples. That is a
That's
ridiculous week.
right. I mean, every category was close here.
Pretty much. Pretty much. The one tick on the batting average is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
For Mike on his bench this week, he goes 5 for 24. That's a 208 batting average with 3 runs, 3 doubles, a home run that would have tied the category, 4 RBIs, a steal, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The home run came on Wednesday.
Wednesday. It was a pinch hit home run from Stanton.
All right, well, then you can't blame him on that one.
Nope.
Dude didn't start the game.
Oh, nothing you could do.
Nope. 8 moves this week. He starts with Evan Carter, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Hulk Hogan Harris for a save, brother.
What you gonna do?
What you're gonna do? You're gonna pitch the 9th inning. That's what you're gonna do. Ryan Bergert was benched. Nathan Lucas 0 for 2. Tommy Pham was a waste. Robert Gasser's on the IL. Jamison Tyone for a 5-inning win with 3 strikeouts and 1 earned against the Angels, but he left with groin tightness. And finished it out with Carlos Narvaez, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. The MVP this week goes to Bobby Witt. Of course it does.
Yep.
414 with a 469 on base, 8 runs, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 errors. That sucks, but
Yeah, that did lose him that category. Those are the only 2 areas of the matchup.
Manny Machado hit 308. Giancarlo Stanton hit 357. Victor Robles even came back and contributed here.
Alejandro Kirk at 313 with a 389 on base.
Yeah, didn't that guy just hit a grand slam tonight?
Did he?
Somebody hit a grand slam tonight.
He hit a 2-run shot.
Okay, 2-run homer. The least valuable hitter is Lawrence Butler. He's hard to get into the lineup these days. I know. 091 with a 231 on base, a run, a double, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The Cy Young goes to Jesus Luzardo. Good Jesus Lizard. 6 innings, 1 earned, a win, a solo home run, 12 strikeouts, a 150 and an 050.
He
The
goes to
Cy,
their Mets.
oh, he does, and I hope he's tipping his pitches again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The Cy Young, I'm going to give to Brandon Woodruff, a 6.23 ERA and a 185 WHIP over 4 1/3. He was pretty ass. Otherwise, I mean, Mike pitched pretty damn solid here, a 3.22 and a 110.
Yeah, over 64 innings. Like it's there's nothing really that stood out as a real shitty performance. I mean, Jack Flaherty had one bad start, one good start, so kind of met the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, he just sort of played this thing to the middle against Bobby as best he could, and more power to him. He did a good job with it.
Yep.
For Bobby on his bench this week, he goes 2 for 5 with a run, a homer, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout. None of it plays. It was Gavin Lux on Monday, and Jorge Polanco wasn't starting, so question mark?
Yeah, but that was literally the only thing on the bench the entire week.
Yeah, didn't matter.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. 7 ads for Bobby this week. He added Austin Wells, 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 2 homers, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout. Owen Casey, 0 for 2 with a run, a walk, and a strikeout. Brad Lord, 5 1/3, a win, 4 strikeouts, and 4 earned runs against the Mets. Zach Littell, a 3 inning no decision with 3 earned runs against Arizona. Cade Povich, 4 2/3, a loss, a 7.71 and a 1.29 against Houston. Davis Martin, 5 inning win with 6 strikeouts, 2 earned runs against Minnesota. And finished it out with Matthew Liberatore, 4 1/3, a loss, 4 earned runs in Tampa. All those starters, and he couldn't get innings pitched.
Nope. No, because none of them went more than 5 innings.
Yeah. He barely got strikeouts. Lost walks going away, lost homers by 4, losses by 1.
And all those starters, I mean, I guess Davis Martin only giving up 2 earned runs was nice, but the other ones, they were all really bad.
Yeah, pretty bad. Zach Littell, 3 earned over 3. Brad Lord, 4 earned over 5 1/3. Yeah, they were all bad.
Yeah,
They were all
but
bad.
the Austin Wells is interesting because Mike dropped him after drafting him this year, and he had been pretty bad, and Bobby picks him up and he goes off with two solo shots.
Yeah, and that wins Bobby that category, those home runs.
Yeah,
insane. The MVP this week for Bobby is going to be Bryson Stott. That guy's just annoying.
He's a pest.
Yeah. 400 with a 429 on base percentage, 6 runs, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. No strikeouts all week because that's what we're doing. The least valuable hitter is Adam Frazier. 158 with a 238, a run, a double, an RBI, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Shout out to Logan O'Hoppe, who went 1 for 10.
Yeah.
With 5 strikeouts. Terrible.
Yuck.
The Cy Young goes to Garrett Crochet because he's been carrying the pitching staff for Bobby this year. 7-inning win, 11 strikeouts, a 1.29 and an 0.86 with what looks like a solo home run and a walk given up. Really good start there. Shout out to Daniel Palencia, who had 4 saves in his 4 relief appearances.
That's efficient.
Yeah, no doubt. And the Cubs are winning games again.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yep. Kenley Jansen is, in fact, the Cy Young. 2 innings, 2 losses, 2 relief appearances, a 13.50 and a 2 WHIP. Gross. He lost both games.
Yeah, that's not efficient.
No, that's the exact opposite of efficiency. Mike has voiced that he's very frustrated with you, sir, because you have not put up a fight against all of the guys who have passed him in the standings.
It's not on purpose. I have put up a fight. They're the hottest teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
Like
Cody is red hot. Jimmy is red hot. And here he is
you
just
are
well, we'll get to me in a minute.
yeah, but to have to face those you three guys back to back to back, like what straw did I draw for that?
Yeah. Especially this late in the season.
Exactly. Yeah.
This thing tumbled you out of the contention, and now all of a sudden you're sitting like outside of the consolation bracket.
Yeah, like I'm just fighting to get in there.
Yeah.
So sorry, Mike, but I it's not on purpose. I
No.
am trying.
He's got a good solid squad. He's just playing to the middle here, and he's got a really tough opponent in Brian Lebo this week. I hope he can make it, but a part of me is hoping he doesn't because we need some new blood injected into the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, for a guy like me who's sitting in 14th, I'm just warming up the popcorn and just watching this unfold because this is fun to watch.
No doubt. This is going to be a ton of fun to watch. Now, let's talk about what I did to you this week.
I'm still licking the wounds.
Dude, you've been licking wounds for 3 weeks now.
Yeah, somehow I'm still walking.
Yeah. It's a 14-6 win for me this week on Sunday. I untied home runs and flipped whip, but Jason, you tied runs on Sunday night. So good job there.
Thank you, Romy Gonzalez.
Yep. 12-8 going in, 14-6 coming out. Close categories. I win by a home run, 3 walks by a hitter, 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 saves, and a tick on the whip. Jason, you win by 2 doubles, 2 triples, 3 stolen bases, 2 errors, and 4 walks by a pitcher. And we tied in runs. For me on my bench this week, I went 2 for 15. That is a 133 batting average with 4 runs that would have won the category. A double, a steal, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, and an error. It's still Jackson Holiday mostly. I was concerned that the steal was going to be the one that bit me this week. It wasn't.
I tell you, he can be tough to play because as talented as he is, the errors are real with him. So it's tough.
He went errorless tonight. He just also went hitless tonight. So
Well, there you go.
yeah. 10 ads for me this week. I had a Dustin May for a 6-inning loss with 2 earned runs against Baltimore. Sir Anthony Dominguez for a clean relief appearance. Bryce Elder for a terrible start against the White Sox. The fuck? Jose Buto for an unclean relief appearance. It wasn't kosher. Brandon Young for a very bad start against the Houston Astros. He went 8 innings of fucking perfect ball last time out against Houston. In Houston? Come on.
Yeah. Well, they opened the book. They read the book on him. They know what he threw. So yeah.
I guess so. Brian Baker for a bad relief appearance. Mason Fluharty for a clean relief appearance, and then another one the next day. I was really appreciative of that.
Yeah.
Chris Paddock for a 5-inning win with 1 earned run against Kansas City.
He's been terrible. I was like, oh, cool, you're picking him up. Maybe he'll get blown up. No, he pitched the gem.
He didn't. Jeffrey Springs was a bluff. I should have played him in hindsight, but didn't really need it. I had gotten what I needed out of it. And on Sunday, I had a waiver claim in for Ryan Pepio, but that didn't happen. More on that guy later on. So I picked up Carlos Vargas, who was terrible and cost me ERA.
Good job.
Yeah.
And when you picked up Dustin May on Monday, I was so upset because I knew I wanted Dustin May because I knew he was going to pitch Sunday night. And I knew I wanted Dustin May for that just in case I needed it. And you picked him up, and I was like, oh. So I'm like, all right, is he going to hang on to him? And he was decent enough. He got the loss, but he was decent enough. I wasn't sure if you were going to hang on to him or not. Once you dropped him, I was like, okay, I'm putting a claim in for him. Just in case. Just in case I needed it.
Just in case. You didn't.
No,
you definitely benched out because you wanted to hold on to ERA and walks.
Yeah. The walks was razor thin.
Mm-hmm. For my MVP this week, it goes to Jurickson Profar, 360 with a 448 on base percentage, 6 runs, a double, 3 homers, 13 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Shout out Freddie Freeman, 370 with a 452. He's back and hitting again. I appreciate the hell out of that.
FFF, he was annoying.
Mm-hmm. The least valuable hitter goes to a lot of guys.
But everybody did something though. Like
Yeah, yeah. Ozuna hit 111 with a 320 on base percentage because he had 6 walks. So I
Yeah.
guess I guess that's probably the closest to a gross.
I mean, India only batted hit only hit 190, but a 393 on base thanks to 6 walks. So,
Six
like,
walks.
even the guys who couldn't hit were at least walking.
I got 28 walks this week. That was pretty damn good.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I was trying to keep up with that. I mean, you won it by 3, and I couldn't keep up.
Yeah. My Cy Young this week is David Peterson, who's been just beautiful all season.
Look, if he's
Thir-
gonna pitch a gem against me, at least it's against the Braves, so I'm happy
yeah.
about that.
13 and 2/3, a win, 5 walks, 18 strikeouts, a 198, and a 102 on the whip. With a shout out to Nolan McLean, who was also good against the Braves, 7 inning win with 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, look, he's got a big test coming up in a couple days against the Phillies. That's gonna be a big test for him.
No doubt. No doubt. Spencer Strider is my Cy Yuck this week. 3 innings, 7 earned runs, a loss, 2 homers, a 21 and a 367. He was terrible. He was okay tonight against the Marlins, but he took the tough luck loss because Edward
Yeah,
Cabrera was so good.
yeah, 7 innings, only 3 strikeouts, which is kind of interesting, but much better.
Yeah. Jason, for you on your bench this week, you actually went even better than me. A 1 for 13. That's an 077 with 2 runs that would have won the category. A double, an RBI, 5 walks that would have won the category, and 5 strikeouts. Nothing really stands out, though. I mean, one of those days you went 0 for 5 with 4 walks.
That was it. It was Friday. There was 4 walks on the bench. 3 of them came from Miguel Vargas. Um,
Hmm.
so in hindsight, that was the play, but at the time, who knew?
Yeah. Yeah. 10 ads from you this week, my friend. You added Walker Bueller, 4 inning, no decision, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 earned against Baltimore,
And a trip to the bullpen.
and a trip to the bullpen. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, he's out of the rotation.
Mm. Chase Burns off of waivers, who's on the IL. Troy Melton, Dustin May off of waivers, again, for that Sunday night start that you didn't need. This fucking guy for his debut. His name is apparently Jostinson Garcia, is how we're pronouncing this fucking thing. It looks like Ghost Nixon. I don't know. I don't know. I think Jason just added that so that I had to say his name. Lance McCullers, 4 inning, no decision with 4 strikeouts, a 675 and a 250 in
Five
Baltimore.
fucking walks. 5 walks, that guy. Come on.
5 walks.
5 walks.
Hideous. Brady Singer was a start for Sunday that was benched. Romy Gonzalez 0 for 3 with the run, a walk, and a strikeout. Edward Cabrera was for today, and Jonah Tong is for when he gets called up.
Yes. That's the thing is when you're fighting for the consolation bracket, you're just picking up guys who look fun.
Yeah,
And guys like Jonah Tong and the password and Chase Burns, like these are guys who, maybe they can contribute later on in the season, but doesn't matter.
yeah. No, you're doing the right thing. You're picking these guys off of waivers so that the guys in contention don't have them. You're doing
Yeah.
exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Your MVP this week is Corbin Carroll, 318 with a 423 on base, 5 runs, 2 doubles, 2 triples, an RBI, 4 steals, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. I'd say you're pretty satisfied with him as a first rounder, no?
Yeah, yeah. Considering where I was in the draft, at the back end of the first round, I'm definitely happy with him. I still am looking forward to hopefully one year being closer to the front of the draft, or at least in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
This back end of the draft is no fun for me.
Mm. Well, we'll have to see what happens next year, man. We're going to be prepping for it soon. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Addison Barger is your least valuable hitter, 063 with a 167, 2 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. The Cy Young goes to Tariq Skubal, because of course it does. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, nothing earned, 2 walks, and an 071 on the whip, but a tough luck no decision this week.
Yeah, but Kate Horton was fantastic against the Angels. He had his first start against the Brewers, he left with a blister
Mhm.
after only 2 2/3, but then he came back against the Angels, and I watched that game, and he just looked. I mean, he made Mike Trout look silly. Like
Wow.
he struck him out 3 times. on high heat. Like he just looks really good. I'm really happy with this kid.
Holy shit. I look at his game log. He's given up, what, 3 earned runs or 2 earned runs over his last 7 starts?
Yeah, he got blown up by the Twins back in early July, and after that, he's just been lights out.
Yeah. No, he's nasty, and I'm glad he's on your team and not a competitor's. Again,
Yep.
this dude is pitching his ass off right now.
Sandy Alcantara had a good week too.
He
Like,
did.
on to him.
Mm-hmm. Your Cy Yuck this week, sir, is Cade Smith, whom you didn't want to trade to me. 3 relief appearances, 2 1/3, a loss, a save, a homer, a walk, 3 strikeouts, a 15.43, and a 2.57. It was a
Yeah,
good move hanging on to the guy. He ends up being the closer of the Guardians.
yeah. Like I'm happy with that. And the Guardians aren't playing well, and neither is he. The Dylan Lee, he got me the win, but that game against the Mets on Saturday when I was I saw that I saw him coming in to face Soto, and I'm like, and I think Gary Cohn even said something on the broadcast about how Dylan Lee's had a homer problem, and like immediately he walks Soto and then gives up the home run to was it Alonso or whoever hit the home run, um, and like he gave up 3 home runs that day. I'm like, pull him already! Come on!
Yeah, pull this dude. He obviously doesn't have it that day, and the Braves let him sit there and flounder, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, man. I am this close to having a seat at the table. I need to beat Ari and Chris Levy. It's the cupcake end of a cupcake season for me. I have loved this feeling of being right on the edge and like having dudes chase me, but it really feels like my seat is kind of safe now.
I mean, on paper, it sure looks like the right matchups. You because right now, if the season ended, you're in. So
Mhm.
all you got to do is just win out.
And I feel like I can.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
the layups here, and we'll see how tightly matched I can get against the 2 bottom teams.
yeah. And again, like I mean, you're getting healthy. You have Acuna back. Like your team. This team is not fun to face. Like we talk about Jimmy, but like this team is ruthless. When these Braves and these Dodgers are hitting the way they are, it's ruthless.
Look out. Look out. And the pitching hasn't been atrocious. Spencer Strider was my worst starter, and
Yeah,
he threw well this tonight. So
Brian
how's
Abreu.
McSheehan
All of a
doing?
sudden, Brian Abreu is all of a sudden the closer on the Astros now. Like
Yeah, love it.
so,
Love
David
it. I've
Peterson.
got a closer.
Yeah, you have a closer. You have an ace in David Peterson to
Mhm.
back up Logan Webb. Nolan McLean is looking like something. So yeah, this is a full good team.
Yeah. And I'm looking for a dirty dozen to the playoffs. That's all I'm hoping for. Continue that streak. If we
Yeah.
make it to the semis, that's a miracle. We'll see. All right, let's talk about the other guy in this race here, and it's Henry Collins. Needed to get himself a win here this week. Doesn't take a loss. It's a 10-10 tie with Costas Paragas. But once again, this is like the third or fourth week in a row where we're talking about Costas playing spoiler here and playing close to a team in the race when he could otherwise roll over and die. He didn't. This is a great finish here.
I mean, look, he beat Adam 10-9 to pretty much end his season. He
Mm-hmm.
beat Lebo 10-9 to make his life miserable. And then he
Mm-hmm.
comes in with a 10-10 tie to Henry to make things interesting for him. So like,
No
yeah,
doubt.
he's doing it right.
Yeah. Henry really saved himself, though, on Sunday. It was 12-8 Costas going in. Henry tied doubles, flipped strikeouts by a pitcher, and ERA. Costas untied homers by a pitcher, though, when Henry gave up too many. So 12-8 coming in, 10-10 going out. Good job, Henry, to mitigate this thing and end up not taking an L.
Amazing that you can end up losing home runs given up, but flipping ERA in your favor. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
pretty impressive.
Damn right. Close categories this week. Costas wins by a triple, a steal, 3 errors, a win, 2 losses, a save, 2 home runs given up by a pitcher, and 3 ticks on the whip. That's 8 of the 10 categories. Close.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Henry didn't win anything close.
No.
No,
Not really. I mean, nothing.
no. They tied in doubles. For Costas on the bench, he goes 4 for 17. That's a 235 batting average, 2 runs, a homer, 3 RBIs, and 6 strikeouts, and none of it plays. It's actually kind of surprising. Costas has been playing without a bench for much of the last couple of weeks. So to
Yeah.
see even some line here is pretty surprising.
Yeah. I mean, the big one was Tuesday, I guess. It was a home run, but again, none of it mattered.
No. 5 moves added by Costas this week. Joe Ross for a clean relief appearance. Michael Tonkin for a bad relief appearance. Osvaldo Beto for a 3 inning save in a relief appearance. John Schreiber for a clean relief appearance. And Justin Robleski for a 3 inning relief appearance with 2 earned runs. The MVP this week goes to Trey Turner. Hey, we're finally saying that guy's name for a change. 414 with a 433 on base percentage, 7 runs, a double, a triple, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, 4 steals, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Costas did win the triples category by 1. He had 4 of them.
4.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating for Henry hitting 3 triples and losing.
By 1.
Yeah. Forget however many you lose by. If
Yeah.
you hit 3 triples in a week, you feel damn good about it.
Yeah. But this kid Jacob Marcy has to hit 2.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah,
He had 8 RBIs this week as well.
he had a big week too.
That kid's nuts. Carson Kelly is the least valuable hitter on Costas's team. 158 with a 200 on base, an RBI, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. The Cy Young goes to Freddie Peralta, who has been good all season for him. 11 innings, a win, 12 strikeouts. 7 walks is a little unsightly, but nothing earned with an 091 is just very nice.
Yeah, the four of those walks came on Saturday against the Giants, a game that the Brewers actually lost 7-1. So, but he was fine.
Okay. The Cy Young goes to Logan Gilbert, 2 inning loss, 2 homers, a strikeout, a 27 and a 450. Was he hurt?
No, he was just bad, and he didn't start him on Sunday. So he was much better on Sunday, and he benched
Yeah.
him because he needed to. But Sunday was much better. 6 inning, 13 strikeouts. Um, it was just the first start was against the Phillies in Philadelphia. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's going to happen. For Henry on his bench this week, he goes 6 for 19. That's a 316 batting average, 3 runs, a double that would have won the category, 2 homers, 2 RBIs, 2 steals that would have won the category, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts that would have lost him that category. The double and the steals are what play here, man. And one of them is Jason Dominguez. We've talked about this kind of outfield rotation he's got going on.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny because it really is the same kind of situation that the Yankees are in with Dominguez. Getting him in with and Henry has Grisham too. He's part of that rotation with Grisham and Dominguez and Judge and Stanton and Bellinger's like trying to fit all these guys into the Yankees outfield. And then for Henry, it's Dominguez and Springer and Grisham and Yelich and McCutcheon and like there's a lot of guys here to try and get into the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is kind of the result sometimes. You leave these pieces here on the bench and it costs you a stat or two.
Yeah.
For Henry, for his ads, he did use all 10 this week. Jared Triolo, 1 for 4 with a double, 2 strikeouts, and an error. JP Sears, 6 inning win, 1 earned run against the Giants. Matt Gage for a bad relief appearance. Pedro Pajes, 0 for 4 with a run and a strikeout. Ryan Nelson, 6 inning, no decision with 6 strikeouts, a 450 and a 1 against Cincinnati. Dylan Dingler, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts and an error. Javier Assad, 6 innings, 1 earned run against the Angels, and then option to AAA. Ryan Pepio for off of waivers. This is the
There he
reason.
is.
This is the reason you won ERA this week, sir.
Yep. Thank you,
Because
Henry.
because Ryan Pepio went to Henry on waivers. Otherwise, I would have started him. 5 inning win, a walk, 3 strikeouts, nothing earned against St. Louis. Bryce Elder, 6 inning, no decision with 6 strikeouts and 2 earned runs against the Mets, and finished it out with Mark Leiter Jr., who was benched. The MVP this week goes to Jared Triolo. We talked about him as he got picked up, but he had a much bigger week this week
Yeah.
for Henry. .471 with a .526 on base percentage, 3 runs, a double, a triple, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, a steal, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Shout out Bryce Terang. Shout out Geraldo Perdomo. Shout out Christian Yelich.
George Springer.
Yeah. Carlos Correa. I mean,
yeah,
this was a pretty nasty team to go up against this week.
And this was, Vlad was out this week with an injury, so he didn't get anything from Vlad. If you had a healthy Vlad with all of this, look out.
Yeah. A .292 with a .376 on base percentage, 13 homers, 37 RBIs, 39 runs scored, 27 walks. I mean, this was a hell of a week for Henry. Good job this week, Henry.
And obviously, nobody's the least valuable hitter.
Exactly. There isn't one.
I mean, Dylan Dingler for his one or two, one game or whatever that he played, but no, there's nobody.
Yeah. The Cy Young this week goes to Max Fried, 6 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts, a 1.17 on the whip with 3 walks. The Cy Young this week goes to Justin Verlander, who has just been scratching and clawing to get a win out there in San Francisco, and it's just not happening.
No, and then he lays a goose egg like this.
Yeah, 4 1/3, a loss, 4 strikeouts, a 14.54, and a 1.85. That start was absolutely bad. It was in Petco. He gets the Cubbies now. He's got 1 win on the season. I feel like he's kind of close to like a milestone in win total, and that's why he's still kicking around.
Yeah, is he close to anything? I don't even know.
I have no idea. I feel like he is, but I wouldn't swear to it.
He has 263 wins.
Okay, that's not anywhere near it.
Yeah. I mean, 3,515 strikeouts. No.
Oh, there it is. That's it. 3,500 strikeouts. 3,000 is a great number, but to have 35 is a great number too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's got that.
All right, he's done then.
Yeah, he can ride right into the sunset.
Henry, as for him to going forward this season, I mean, this is going to be really, really tight, and he's got Mike Sherman this week, so he can certainly pick up a big win and make this thing really crazy in the final week.
Yeah, it's funny because we keep talking about everybody else. I feel like he kind of flies under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, that's why he's my dark horse to make the playoffs. He's still my dark horse to make the playoffs. He's only, 6.5? No, 5.5 out.
Yeah, 5.5 out. And
a big win here over Sherman gets him closer. And then we talk about week 22.
Against me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's just serving up blowouts like it's
Who wants one? Anybody?
Like he's Oprah over here. Good God. Henry, best of luck to you in the final 2 weeks. You've played your ass off this year. Hopefully we get to see you in the dance. But if not, you've made it the first 2 years you've been in this league. Maybe it's time you took a seat and learned from the best here.
But even if he doesn't make it in, be happy with what you got here this season.
Absolutely. There's no shame in finishing 7th or 8th this season. There's no shame in not making the playoffs. This has been an absolutely unreal season.
You're right, especially the season where that middle of the pack has been this glob of guys for months, and to hang tight, and it's like being in the Royal Rumble, finishing 4th in the Royal Rumble or something like that, where you're in there the whole damn time and you just don't make it, but be proud of that.
No doubt. He has nothing to hang his head about, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful finish to the season.
Yep.
Let's finish it out with the last matchup here, man. It is Adam Lowenstein taking on Mike Sherman, and Mike Sherman gets himself a 13-7 victory this week. On Sunday, Mike tied walks by a hitter, so it was 13-8 going in, 13-7 coming out. Close categories this week for Sherman. He wins by 4 runs, 3 homers, 3 RBIs, 2 errors, 3 saves, and 2 relief appearances. Adam wins by 2 triples and 3 walks by a pitcher, and they tied in walks by a hitter. For Sherman on his bench, he goes 10 for 50. That's a nice even 200 on the batting average. 10 runs, 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, 6 RBIs, 3 walks that would have won the category, 12 strikeouts and an error. Yeah, there's a couple of walks in there, but we're not going to dig through there.
No.
6 moves this week for Sherman, all on the pitching side. Braxton Ashcraft for a 5-inning win with nothing earned against Colorado. Antonio Senzatella, a 4-inning loss on the other side, 11.25 and a 2.75 against Pittsburgh. Kyle Freeland, a 5-inning loss with 6 strikeouts and 5 earned runs in Pittsburgh. Victor Medeiros, 4-inning loss, 6 earned runs against the White Sox or against the Cubbies, and then placed on the IL. Jake Irvin was terrible against the Phillies in Philly, and Kyle Hendricks was bad against the Cubs on Sunday.
It's his former team.
Yeah. The MVP this week goes to Francisco Lindor. 385 with a 467 on base percentage, 6 runs, 2 doubles, a homer, and RBI, 3 stolen bases, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The guy's been on fire. He has lit this team on fire, and we are surging back to take some wild card love.
Just funny that we scored 13 runs tonight, and he went 0 for 6, snapping his 12-game hitting streak.
Mm-hmm.
That just tells you like how deep this lineup is, that he can go 0 for 6 and we can still score 13 runs.
Yeah. The least valuable hitter is nobody for Sherman. He's another one here. 311 with a 365 on base for the week across 222 at bats.
Yeah. 35 runs, 36 RBIs.
Like 13 homers, 17 doubles. 17 doubles. That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Adam hit 8 and he had 17.
Yeah. The Cy Young this week goes to Braxton Ashcraft, who we talked about him. And the Cy Young goes to a whole grip of guys because he pitched to a 646.
That's the thing. He hit really well and he pitched like shit.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Seth Lugo was pretty bad in 10 2/3. Andrew Abbott was bad. Jake Irvin, Antonio Senzatella, Victor Medeiros, like all of these guys were bad.
Yeah. It was nobody was really that great.
No. For Adam on his bench this week, he was 5 for 41. That's a 122 batting average. 2 runs, 4 RBIs that would have won the category, a steal, a walk that would have won the category, 8 strikeouts and an error. The big thing here, I think, is Ivan Herrera on Tuesday. He goes, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs? Like, that would have been helpful.
Yeah, that was really the... But again, like, starting him over Brent Rooker... I mean, Rooker went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but are you doing that? I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. Only one ad from Adam this week. Chad Patrick, a 5 1/3, no decision with 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs against the Giants. His MVP this week goes to Lou Bob. Congratulations, Lou Bob. You didn't get traded, so you're still on a shitty team. 308 average and on base, 5 runs, a double, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 2 steals, and 5 strikeouts. The least valuable hitter goes to Ernie Clement, 143 with a 250, 2 strikeouts. Shout out Brent Rooker, who hit 130. Shout out Shea Langoliers, who had 10 strikeouts and hit 130 as well.
Also, the dark side of Ellie, 8 strikeouts and 2 errors.
Yeah, bad Ellie showed up this week as well. The Cy Young goes to Shane Bieber. Welcome back from the IL, Bieber. 6 innings, 1 earned, a win, 9 strikeouts, and a solo home run, and 0.33 on the whip. He looks really good, and that's a hell of an addition to that Blue Jays staff.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, I was talking to a buddy of mine, I was talking about how the Mets didn't shore up their rotation. He was like, well, who did? Did anybody get a start? I'm like, yeah, the Blue Jays got Shane Bieber, and that's nothing to sleep on. This guy, if he's healthy, yeah, this is going to be a big addition for them.
Yeah, there weren't many starting pitchers moved at the deadline, right? Merrill Kelly, him, J.P. Sears.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it, yeah. All the other ones really, stayed where they were.
Yeah, Dylan Cease didn't go anywhere. Sandy Alcantara stayed put.
Ryan.
Yeah. The Cy Yuck this week goes to Jordan Romano, who is just absolute dog shit. Third of an inning across a relief appearance, 54 and a 6. Adam did pitch incredibly well this week, a 298 with a 109, 8 wins and no losses. Well done, sir. Well
Yeah.
done.
Jordan Romano has been, like you said, absolute dog shit. He's been terrible this year, and he's
And
gonna get better tonight.
no, and don't I know it? I'm the guy who fucking drafted him.
That's right. That's right.
Seventh round, baby, 107th overall. I took Jordan Romano in his 7.5 ERA.
Remember that
It's
one.
fucking great. Remember that one. All right, man. Time to name it. Who is the manager of the week for you, sir?
Let's go, Brian Lebo. Taking down, Josh, and knocking him back down into second place and keeping his playoff dreams alive. He's got some work to do here against Mike Haber, but he's in this. So hats off to Brian Lebo.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm agreeing right with you. It's Brian Lebo keeping his season alive, making this matchup with Mike Haber probably the most important one he's had since he was in the playoffs in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the key and premier matchup. Get your popcorn ready for this one because those guys are going to fight tooth and nail this week. I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Jason, I thank you each and every single week for being here with me. Next week, we're going to have Ben Nisman on the show, and we're going to be talking to the commissioner about some things going forward with the league, some changes that may be coming. We're probably going to open with about 15 or 20 minutes there before we dive in. But thanks for being here this week, my friend.
Absolutely. Love doing this. Whether I'm in 14th or 4th, I love doing this. So, this has been a fun season, and there's still a lot more to go.
There's the finale to come. We are this close, but 2 weeks away, gentlemen. It's been a great season. Thank you so much for being here, listening, and watching. Until next time, guys, it's been real, it's been fun, and it is always real fun in the bigs. We'll see you next time.